Hello friends, welcome to this tutorial. In this video we are going to be looking at 4 key concepts like we can see on this Microsoft Word document. We will look at flash fields, text to columns, advanced filtering, custom sorting. These are all what we have learned so far in the ongoing business data analytics with Excel. And in our next video, we will create a video on VLOOKUP. We do this to reinforce learning. So we are creating a scenario that will demonstrate the live applicability of the concepts that we have learned. In this scenario, we have Havron Academy that conducted examination for 741 students drawn from the following faculties. We can see there are 5 faculties as shown. And then at the end of the exams, the results were collated and displayed on a spreadsheet. The grades were color-coded and the statuses were assigned. Now, the following statuses apply to the grades. Those that scored less than 50% failed. Then those who score up to 50% but less or equal to 69% had receipt. And then those who passed were those who scored 70% and above. Then in terms of the color coding, those who were color coded red, it meant they failed. Okay, they scored less than 50%. Then we had another band in yellow. Those ones, they had receipt and they scored 50% up to 69%, not up to 70. And then remember that those who scored above, up to 70 and above, are passed. However, in the color coding, we had first class, second class, and third class passes. So with this information and with the result displayed on spreadsheet, these are the following tasks that we are supposed to perform. First, we are to separate the names into first and last names in the different columns. So this task will make use of the flash fields. Sorry, it will make use of the text to columns. Then assign student IDs to each student. That will make use of text to columns, flash fields rather. And then we begin to look at the sorting the names according to the cell color. Those are the advanced sorting. And then from number 4 to 6, where we are extracting the students' data, we are using the advanced filtering. So now let's look at the spreadsheet. This is what we have on the spreadsheet. On column B, we have the names. Let's see how many there are. 741. And we are expected to split the names. You can see each student name in the cell has both the first and the last name. So we are expected to split this into these columns. So we are going to use text to columns to do this. And then here, we are going to use flash field to create email ID. Once we are done with this, we can now delve into answering the other questions. But first, let's look at this here. Under this grade, we have used conditional formatting to give this color coding. Now, when you look at this, 50% is failed, like we can see here. 50% or less is failed. So assuming we have 25% is still failed. Then for pass, this is 70. And based on the further grading here, this is third class pass. So assuming we get a 67, will the color change? According to the definition, let's see, it does. So you can see that this and this are linked together. So whenever this changes, this will also change. accordingly. So we can see that our receipt is 50 but less than or equal to 69, and this falls into it. Now let's look at the first class grade pass. That is 90% and 100%. So if we get 90 exactly, what would that give us? Still first class. What if it is 89? It goes down to second class. Okay, so now that we have tested this and they are working, let's clear here. Let's clear here. I'm deleting so that we can begin to do the other exercises. Okay, so let me go back to the normal Zoom 100. Let's get to 100. Great. So now let's look at our question. Task number 1. Separate the names into first and last names in different columns. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to highlight the entire column here, and I'm going to, under my data here, I'm coming to my text to column. It's delimited, so I go to next, and the limiter is a comma, which is checked. That's fine. And now this is how my data is going to look like once I continue. It is showing me my data preview. I like this. And then I am using general. If I like, I can use text. It's still the same thing. All right, so where do I want it? I want it in C. I want it in C. This is my C2 downward. So I can change this and put C. Then I click finish. Go ahead. It has separated the first and the second column, the first and the last name into separate columns. So this is using text to column feature under my data tools. Now the next question that we are looking at, question number 2, assign student email IDs to the student. So what I need to do is I'm going to use a flash fill. Now note that the speed at which we are accomplishing this is what really we are interested in. There are different ways we can do this in Excel. However, we are looking for the fastest. So I am going to use page.lisa. Well, I can use anything. It needs to look at what you have used. So if I am using p.lisa at havron360.org and enter. This is what I have created. So I'm going to hit Control E to complete the rest. It's done. You see, it's just picking the very first letter here, combining it with it, and then giving you the email address. And this is for the entire 741. Even if we had up to 1 million rows, you would have also done that same thing in less than 10 seconds. So now let's look at the next question. We have done this. We have done this. So we are supposed to sort the names according to the cell colors of their statuses. Colors, is it under status? No, color is under grade. So we check this to grades. Sort the names according to the cell colors of their grades. So what we're looking at here, these are their grades. So we need to sort them out. Now, I am interested in bringing the lowest from the beginning, followed by the next, and so on and so forth. So I'm going ahead to click my sort. Okay, this was what I applied previously, so I'm going to delete all of them, level by level. So level by level, I okay it. Now I am going to apply from the beginning again. So I am working based on here, my sorting level or my sorting is by grade, because that is where we have our color codes. So I'm going to click grade. The least among them is red. So cell color red, let it be on the top. Then I click here to create another level. I'm still going to do this based on the grade and based on the color of the cell. After red is yellow, that is receipt. So I click this. Then the next one, still in the grade, still in the cell color. After yellow, that's after receipt, is pass, but then it's third class pass, and that is my pink at the top. Then the next level, still grade, cell color. After this, I have blue, which is second class. And then finally, I'm still going to do and sort by grade, cell color, and then let me pick my green. So you see, this is in order of ranking. Failure, receipt, third class, second class, first class. Okay. And then in a jiffy, he has done that. You can see this is the last. And then also note that we didn't command it to sort in a particular order of the grades. We only use cell color to grade. So now let's look at the other question. We have sorted the names according to the cell colors of their grade. The fourth one is to extract the students that passed and then sort them according to their faculties. So I'm going ahead to now sort to extract. Now it's easy for me to extract here, but I don't want to because it's going to distort. If assuming I have other things here, it's going to distort that. So I'm going to deliberately leave out this. I'm going to deliberately leave out this student. And I'm also going to deliberately leave out the first name. So let me copy from here up to this status. I've copied that. I have pasted here. And let me also copy this and paste somewhere here. Okay, so because we want to use advanced sorting, filtering, we need to define the criteria. That our question is asking us, number 4, extract the student that passed. So this is our keyword, pass. Okay, so, and pass is under the status. So right here, I'm going to say equals. So just pick wherever you see pass. Let's go straight down. Wherever we see pass, it's okay, I enter. So I have this pass now. So this is my criteria. So when I pick this, the filter is going to pick only details under the selected headers. And it's going to give me the criteria, I mean the details or any record that meets this criterion. So I click on inside this table, then click data, then click under the filter, sort and filter. I'm going to the advanced. So when I click this, it's asking me to select the list range. You can see it is right. Let's see. It's right from B, which is fine, up to 742H, which is fine. Now, let's take care of here. I am not going to remain here. I want to paste it in a different location, which is where I have defined here. So this is correct. Now let me define my criteria. My criteria, let's be sure, this is criteria range. My criteria range is right here. So check the headers out of this bigger data array that I have highlighted. Look for where this is true and then pick it and drop it where. Let's define where we want it to be copied. Where do we want it copied? Is right here. Let me shift this. Is right here. All right, so we are done. Let's hit OK. He has extracted all the student that passed. Remember that here, we deliberately left out the name. In the next video, we are going to use VLOOKUP to pick out this name. We are going to use VLOOKUP to bring out the name, and then we'll see how we'll manipulate. I have made this, I have structured this video and this data so that, because sometimes the data you need to analyze may not be very beautiful. You may need to do a lot of transformation to bring them to a state that you can actually use them to do analysis. Okay, so right now we don't have the first name, but we need the first name to be able to do a proper analysis. And the first name is missing somewhere here. And you remember that this thing is not done in serial. It has just picked some places where they have passed. All right, so having done this, the next question in this number 4 is to sort them according to their faculties. Right now, these are the faculties. But hey, it looks like they are already arranged. Let's see, we have pharmacy, we have medicine, social sciences, environmental sciences. And again, we have pharmacy here and we have medicine here. So they are not completely, and we see another pharmacy and another. So we just need to bring every one of all of them together. Okay, so what we need to do is we still apply our custom sorting. But in this our custom sorting right now, I am going to use a different, I'm not just going to ask it to sort according to alphabetical order. I want to direct how it is to be done. So I'm going to sort from faculty, because that is where we are interested in. Yes, we are going to base our sorting on cell values. However, it is not from A to Z, neither is it to Z, from Z to A, but let's create a custom list. Now, if you look at here, I have created one before, so I can delete this. I can delete that. There are several others that I have created here, but I don't want to use any one of them. So we are going to create. Let's assume we want our social science to come first. So I'll go ahead and write social sciences, comma. I want environmental science to be next. Environment. We need to be sure that our spellings are correct. You see? Environmental sciences. Environmental sciences. Then the next one is social sciences. Social sciences. So that's 3. Now let's get business administration. Is the spelling correct? Business administration. Good. Then let's have pharmacy. Let's have medicine. Now that we are done defining our custom list, let's add it to our custom list. Let's be sure social sciences, environmental sciences, okay, I think we have a mistake here. We are about having 2 social sciences here. Let's be sure there are 5. Social sciences 1, environmental 2, business administration 3, pharmacy 4, medicine 5. Great. So I will add this. Then I OK. OK in it means I am bringing it here. And then I'm going ahead to click so that it can sort for me. You can see social sciences, environmental sciences, business administration, pharmacy, and then finally medicine. These are all the people that passed. Great. So now, what else do we have in our question? The question next is extract students with receipt status, then sort them according to their faculties. This is similar to what we have done. I'll leave that for the viewer to work on. Extract students with receipt status. again, is the same thing. I think this is just a repeat. So let's see. Let me look at the data and see what interesting trend we can look at now. We have, okay, let's get a double, let's sort based on two columns. Now let's look at, we're interested in students who failed in pharmacy. Students who failed in pharmacy. Okay, let's see. So we can extract them somewhere. Students who failed and are in pharmacy. You can see over here we have pharmacy who failed, and then thereafter we see social sciences and other faculties, and then we see pharmacy again somewhere. Let's see, we see pharmacy again, still in failed. Let's see if we are going to extract all of them and bring them together. So 1, we need the pharmacy. 2, we need them who failed. So the same thing is applicable. So let's complete this. Extract students with, okay, let's say we receive status and in pharmacy faculty. I think this is interesting. So now let's go back to our spreadsheet where we have our results. So this is the first one that we have extracted. Let's come over here. So now let's just autofill. Let's come over here. I'm going ahead to, so right now let me pick all of them. Let me pick all of them over here, and let's drop it here. We'll drop it here, then we'll still drop it here. Great. When we treat tables, I'll let us know why it is important to always leave gaps between your arrays, your grade table, your pivot tables, your official tables. Okay, it's like, again, okay, so I'm going to define 2. Here, the faculty, we are interested in pharmacy. So I click pharmacy, and then grade, not grade, we are looking for status, and we say receipt. So it's equals to, let's go to where we have receipt. Anybody at all that has receipt, not necessarily pharmacy. You can see here is environmental, but what is of interest to us is the word receipt that we are interested in. So now we have defined the criteria based on 2 columns. First, we need to get the details of every student who are in pharmacy faculty and who also had receipt. You see, this level of analysis is very, very important for us to understand. You may be doing some form of analysis at workplace requiring you to extract details of the entries that meet certain criteria. So if there are 3, you just put those criteria under their respective headings, and then you are good to go. Okay, so I'm going ahead to click right here and then click under my filter, the advanced. So the first thing is that I'm selecting it to paste in another location, and we are still looking at our range B1 to 742H. Then the criteria range, let's see, this is not my criteria range. This is my criteria range right here. So I have to select this. And then let's open this again. Where do I want it pasted? So I collapse this so that I can select this is the place I want it to be. So having defined this, I'm good to go. I click OK. And then it brings them down. You can see these are the full names, This is student name, the first, the second, the last name, the email address, the faculty is pharmacy, and the status is receipt. So I have tried to break this thing down for me to look deep into them. So right now, I can take any action that I want on these students in pharmacy. So it's the same thing we can do for any other one. We can also decide to say this or this, okay? If we say we want to look at the students who are either in pharmacy or in medicine with certain grade. You see, I have not distorted this. I have not applied my filter to filter here. So this is a much easier, well, not really easier. It's a bit complicated, but if you understand it, it makes things easy. It makes your work neat. You don't need to hide any rules. You don't need to hide any table or entries that you have made on the table. Because if you apply the filter that is usually applied by clicking this filter and then filter out, if you have details here, they will hide. Okay, so I will leave the rest for viewers to attempt, especially this number 5. And then try as much as possible to give yourself task. Look at this critically. What will you be interested in extracting? Try them out. If you find any difficulty, if you encounter any difficulty, just let us know and we are there to help you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you and see you in the next video.